From the release of a full game at launch to the sheer amount of destruction that has been absent from most shooters at this point, and the emphasis around a player type that can either make or break your match, the finals has quickly overwhelmed me with that addiction of I need to play this more like I haven't experienced since the Black Ops 3 days. The guns, the movement, the maps, it all just screams quality. If you haven't played it, go try it free on Steam or whatever console you're playing on. If you feel like the latest shooters didn't do it for you, especially when they removed the previous game to update their engine, this is the next step in your next main game. And the fact that this game dropped randomly at this year's Game Awards, surprising everyone with an absolute banger of a game to immediately hop into, is absolutely nutty to me. So just to put it bluntly, the finals does it right. But what is the finals? The finals is a 3v3v3 round-based shooter that can have the map change at any time. It features the same style of gameplay similar to that of the old Battlefield games without the bugs from Lethal Company, and gives you a gameplay experience that will have you leaving every match either with the most memorable experience you've had since you peaked in high school, or seething at the teeth because you had the cash out, but the high roller swooped in the last second and took the victory. Speaking of cashing out, you and your teammates, be it friends or randoms, have a goal of collecting the vault and cashing out. The first team to earn $20,000 wins the game and becomes the final. You have 3 player types to choose from. The light, giving you extreme freedom in movement, even giving you a grappling hook to traverse upwards, with the help of apparently the floors in some of these buildings. It's like we spammed TNT in Minecraft. Bro's building his house out of dirt blocks. It's going everywhere. With the light, you can either choose from the SMG or the sniper, giving you the ability to rush in and spray and pray, hoping to get a quick kill, or the sniper, which when spotted can give you an easy way to reseat yourself on another ledge. Medium gives you a nice balance between the two. It's not super fast, but it has a good amount of health too. This is the class you'll most likely be playing if you're like me and like to run in and get absolutely obliterated Ready Player 1 style. At first unlock, you'll have the AKM or the revolver. And I don't know about you, but something about the AKM just speaks that there's that stalker in me. Some would say it's making its way into the radius. The heavy is if you liked the heavy in Team Fortress 2, giving you the ability to run in and hold your ground with a powerful weapon, but you're going on a light jog to visit the next vault. You start out with the M60, which I would highly recommend buying the Lewis gun as soon as possible, making me feel like I'm playing Battlefield 1 again. It's giving PTSD vibes all over again. But that doesn't even cover the extent of what you can do in this game. You also have the ability to pick random items up, including, but not limited to, the timeout chair, the happy barrels, the other happy barrels, and your own sentient turret. The sheer amount of not only cosmetics, but actual equipment far outreaches whatever's in the store. This could drastically change whether or not you have the upper hand, because if you have the enemy team fortified in the room above, all it takes is one happy barrel and you've just turned the game in your favor. And that directly turns back into the class-based system. If you have a heavy on your team and they have an RPG equipped, it's not a matter of finding something to destroy the floor. You can just destroy the floor. Same with the light. If you want to fly in through the window instead, you can just do that. Once you're down from the ground, you can have the medium place goo, which is not something that sounds family friendly at all. Oh my bad, guys. Let me just goo all over the floor real quick. But the absolute craziest things can happen in a matter of moments in the finals. It does not matter how well you perform, how many kills you get. If you cannot cash out at the end of that timer, it wasn't worth anything. You can defend all you want, but even if it's the last second, you can absolutely lose a win like it's nothing in the final. You can absolutely hold down the fort, and once you've cashed out, you're good to go to the next fall. We don't have all day. TV time ain't cheap. Why do you think they're only paying $20,000? But that's the thing I really admire about the finals. It doesn't matter if you got to the top of the leaderboard. It doesn't matter if you played the objective the most. If you did not obtain a cash out, you did not win. You could be defending the cash out point, be totally fine with defense, and no one could get in, but oopsie, we have a big brawlic RPG that is ready to obliterate the fibers of your house. But that being said, there are some improvements that should definitely be fixed. Now, this is not to hate on Embark or the finals. This is just what I believe could be improved in some way. This big brawlic motherfucker is the tankiest class you'll ever see. Not only that, but if you can also maneuver in any sort of way, you basically become an unstoppable god in terms of health to power. Just a slight nerf, please and thank you. I don't want to load an entire clip into a heavy just for them to not die. Speaking of heavy, if you unlock the shield option instead of charge and slam, you have the impenetrable shield that unless you could somehow manage to get inside of, which doesn't give you the benefit of being in that shield, you basically can't do anything to these classes. I don't know if already shooting them would cause the shield to break, but if I toss a grenade, let me destroy the shield in some way. Some of these guns do not have enough bullets to kill an enemy, especially the SMG for the light class. If you try and use that thing against any heavy, you're basically dead unless you become Naruto. You're gone, buddy. Just give me an option to add extended magazines as a perk. But most importantly, if I could give one suggestion, Remember that one time we got this new game that popped off randomly overnight, saw massive success in terms of players, then oops, we didn't get any new content, and now that game is sitting with less than 1,000 players on Steam? Splitgate was in a very similar situation to the final. Unknown game gets massively popular, gets a ton of buzz, but one game completely died and the other is at its all-time peak. I really like Splitgate. That game was legitimately one of my favorite shooters since Black Ops 3. But now the game doesn't get nearly enough big updates, not enough players to fill lobbies, and radio silence on whatever upcoming game 1047 has to offer. I think the best case scenario for Embark is to look at Splitgate and do everything they didn't do. Being that finals is free, if we get some sort of collaboration with a popular artist or community event, that would definitely liven up the game with new players at a consistent basis. Imagine if they did a collab with like Cyberpunk. Give us the characters from the game and the show. I didn't watch or play either, but aesthetic wise it would match perfectly. You know it would sell well. Just do something reasonably fast with a massive amount of content. That's a big ask, I know, and definitely something I'm asking too much of, but just overall, don't be like Splitgate. Thank you to our mega rich patrons, A Stupid Artist, Retro, Tor Willem, Wes, and Only Mints. Embark, thank you for releasing something at a good level of quality for what it's worth. I haven't had this much fun playing a game in a very long time, and it's very refreshing to have something like this to enjoy.